In this video, I'm going to give you my top books coming out for the week of November the 1st. Before we get into the books, if you're one of those weird collectors that likes CBCS more than CGC, then hit the subscribe button and comment down below. I love you guys. So let's dive into the books. The first book on the list is going to be Return of Superman 30th Anniversary Special #1. Now, this is going to be revisiting the death of Superman from 4 different perspectives, and there is a suspected cameo or mention of a new villain, so very interesting book here. Synopsis reads, Superman returns after the tragic events of more than 30 years ago when Superman met his end at the hands of Doomsday. Metropolis mourns the loss of their greatest hero and soon turn their attention to the search for his successor. 4 Supermen rose to the challenge: Superboy, Steel, Eradicator, and Cyborg Superman. Little did they know his return was just around the corner. To celebrate the reign of the Supermen and return of Superman, DC has brought back the original creative teams for new stories set in the wake of Superman's death. It all begins with new Daily Planet editor-in-chief Lois Lane discovering Perry White's journals from the time and the secrets he kept as he searched for who could be the next Superman. What could this discovery mean for our present? Find out in this special that's sure to be a classic in the future. So an awesome regular cover. You got Steel there on the left, Eradicator on the right, and Superboy, probably my favorite of the bunch, and the top there. Let's head over to the League of Comic Geeks, and we got several variants. I'm looking at 7. 4 of them kind of boring here. He's got that plain old Superman, kind of an homage to that Death of Superman original cover from the 90s. And then you got 3 other covers here. I like this one with Cyborg Superman in the background, and then the Brad Walker variant. I like this one. It's the black suit Superman with some guns. So a few cool variants to choose from. If you're speccing on this book, I'd probably just stick with the regular cover, cover A. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe and give us a comment down below and let us know what books you're planning on picking up for the week of November the 1st. And the second book on our list is White Widow #1. Now, this is the introduction of the Armament. So I did a little research. Armament is a company. It looks like they're going to be causing some problems with Yelena Belova. Synopsis reads, Yelena Belova returns. Super spy, rogue agent, shadow of the Black Widow. Yelena Belova has been many things, but striking out as a hero in her own right is new to her. Now that she's finally free to choose her own path, who will she become? And heading over to the league, I got 10 different variants here. So Marvel's definitely pushing this book. And we have several different versions of White Widow looking pretty sexy in her white outfit. We even have the random Moon Knight cover here. So make sure you check out these variants. You know, if you're a fan of like Lyrics Lee or these Art Germ variants, definitely check these out. But if you're speccing on this Armament, which is a little bit of a weaker first appearance key, I'd probably just stick with the regular cover. And if you're new to the hobby, make sure you download the Key Collector app. It's a great resource to help you collect your comics, and it's a great way to get you started in the hobby. Now, the third book on the list, the one I'm really looking forward to, is Spider-Boy #1. Now, this is going to be the first solo series featuring Spider-Boy, who, if you've been following this character, you know he showed up in Spider-Man #7. And this is going to be a key appearance. This is going to be the first appearance of Gutterball, a bowling-themed villain. Here comes the spectacular Spider-Boy. After the events of the end of the Spider-Verse, Spider-Boy's secret history as Spider-Man's sidekick was nearly forgotten forever. But now those mysteries will be revealed while they embark on exciting new adventures together. So I'm not surprised here, a #1 issue featuring Spider-Boy, who's been an incredibly popular character ever since he's debuted. And this is going to be a huge book, probably the book to pick up for the week of November the 1st. And I'm looking at 9, 12. We got over 20 different variants showing up for this book. Several awesome covers and homage covers featuring Spider-Boy. I really love the Amazing Spider-Man 100 homage cover. Several different variants here, including a 1 in 100 Ramos variant, so make sure you check that one out. We got a couple different negative cover variants, which I always like, but the one I kind of prefer, my favorite of the bunch, is got to be this Vecchio homage variant. It's a homage cover of Amazing Spider-Man #1. You got Spider-Boy with the Fantastic Four around him. So that's going to be my pick probably if you're looking at this book. But as far as that appearance of Gutterball, I don't believe I see him on the cover of any of these variants. So if you're speccing on that new character, I'd probably just stick with cover A. And the last book for the week I'm going to recommend is Star Wars Hyperspace Stories #10. Now, this is a really cool book. This is the first team appearance of the Bad Batch in story. Trapped behind enemy lines, surrounded on all sides by deadly battle droids, all in a day's work for the Bad Batch. While investigating reports of strange modified battle droids, the squad find themselves at the mercy of a sinister separatist scientist who plans on using the team as a part of his twisted experiments. Caught in a lethal game of cat and mouse, this mission may prove too dangerous even for the Bad Batch. Mad science and mayhem abound in Star Wars Hyperspace #10. So a great cover A featuring some of the Bad Batch, and surprisingly only one variant for this book for the week of November the 1st, but I think I prefer the variant cover over the regular cover. Let me know in the comments below what you think, but if you're considering this book here, Hyperspace Stories, I would definitely consider this variant cover. And before we go to our pick of the week, let's go to our long box book, a vintage recommendation we're gonna make, something you can find maybe in a comic book store, a long box, maybe even an antique store. And the book I want to recommend this week is G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero #1. Now, this is obviously the first team appearance of G.I. Joe, and there are several appearances in this book. I'm counting almost 20, I think over 20 appearances in this issue. Now, this is something a little bit different for you collectors out there, you know, not Marvel, not DC, or even Star Wars, but G.I. Joe. And this is a little bit one of those more, you know, kind of in the middle esoteric titles, but I think this is something cool you can add to your collection to kind of balance out your collection, give a little bit more variety. Now, let's take a look at the prices of this book. Currently right now at 9.8, CGC 9.8, it's gonna cost you right around $900. Most recent sale was October of this year, and I'm seeing a price of $890, and that's for the direct edition. However, the newsstand copy looks like a little bit more money here, $1,500 October of 2023. So definitely the newsstand is commanding a premium. And let's go to something a little bit more affordable. In a 9.0, this G.I. Joe #1 book here, going for about $140 to $150. So even though you're still at a high grade in the 90s, you know, you're in that near mint minus land, this is super affordable. We're only talking $140, $150 here for an awesome, awesome book with several first appearances here. Let's go down to a lower grade here. Interesting, a 6.0. I'm seeing a recent sale of about $100. So definitely, if you're looking for value here, I would definitely at least get a 9.0 if you're looking for a graded copy. Like I said, $150, $160, whereas the 6.0 is $100. So for 50% more, an extra $50, you're jumping up from a 6.0 to a 9.0. So if you're interested, if you like these graded CGC, CBCS copies, you're definitely going to want to look at the 9.0 grade around that area to get the most value for your buck. And a tough call for the week, but I gotta go with Spider-Boy #1. This character has been huge ever since he debuted, and my prediction, this is going to be the hot book for November the 1st. You got Spider-Boy, who's been incredibly popular, like we've said in this video. It's a #1 issue, and you have this first appearance of Gutterball, this new villain. So this is almost like, you know, you got a dual threat almost here in this #1 featuring Spider-Boy and this new appearance. So make sure you check out Spider-Boy #1 for the week of November the 1st in your local comic book stores. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe and comment down below. Let us know what you think. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next week.